Hey guys, how you doing? VT Maestro here. Hope all is well. I'm working on a couple different projects today. Have just done a trip to Lowe's. I want to show you what I got. Working on an additional plumbing project as well as doing some light electrical. So check it out. I picked up a bunch of parts here. These are all 1.5 inch fittings for a plumbing project. I need to replace the pump for my slop sink in the basement here. It died, and I ended up picking up a different model. I'll show you right now here on Amazon. Alright, so as you can see, I'm waiting for that pump to arrive on Amazon. It should come in later today, depending on the weather here. We're expecting a big snowstorm, so I picked up a few extra parts because I didn't want to be running the road to the hardware store back and forth, and I'll show you what I had to replumb in here. So here's my slop sink I plumbed in about 4 years ago, and I have a Saniswift pump down here that was working very nicely until about a month ago, where it started to stop pumping water, and I took it apart and cleaned it, and then it recently died again. So this is how it's plumbed in. On the left is a vent, and on the right is a 1-inch outlet. Have a check valve on the bottom that goes to a shut off in case I need to unplug the pipe here. And then it plumbs up here to my septic line, which runs out to our tank, then to our mound system. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and cut right here, and I have to plumb in a new 1.5 inch pipe, and then I have to make a new run down here up to my slop sink. And I went ahead and bought 4 unions because I really have no good way to disconnect both the vent pipe and the new 1.5 inch line. I do have some rubber gaskets down there, and it's also a pain getting down there with a screwdriver and unscrewing things. So I picked up some unions because I think it'll go faster. I can just hand tighten them and so forth. Also going to put a union somewhere on the sink so I can disconnect it really easily. Before I was doing the same thing with an 1.5 inch coupler down there. You can't see it right now, but I'm going to try to get a union on there to make it a little easier to pull the sink out and so forth. Some pumps working great. Got the cover off right there. That thing has been running all the time. And it's probably one of the best things I've done in the house, putting that in. So that's the project for today. I'm just waiting for the pump to arrive via UPS, and we'll be good to go. All right, so the Liberty pump arrived here. Let's take it out of the box and check it out. Bigger than what I expected. So this is definitely bigger than what I expected, and it's super heavy, and I think it's just a big upgrade to my Saniswift. This hopefully will last for many years. Alright guys, so check this out. Look at the difference in the size between the Saniswift pump and the Liberty 404 pump. The 404 is probably at least twice the size, if not bigger. Alright guys, so I'm going to go ahead and just sawzall this pipe right here, the 1-inch drainage line from the old pump, remove that. And I also want to take off maybe a foot of the vent pipe because the new pump is not going to fit underneath the vent pipe in its current length. So I'm going to take some of that off and go from there. Alright guys, I've gone ahead and dry fit all my 1.5 inch pipes here with all the fittings. And the reason I've done this is because I need to know how long the actual pipes coming into each fitting needs to be. So right here I have my fitting all set for the sink. This is for the vent. This is for the discharge. So what I'll do is, next step is I'll just go ahead and put Teflon tape in here and thread these in. Then everything else I'll glue. Alright guys, I almost forgot the check valve. I went ahead and put this in the stack here. This is the first device in this discharge stack right here. This prevents the water from coming back down the pipe once the pump shuts off. Alright guys, I got everything welded together. I want to show you, I made a couple changes here. I actually went ahead and put the union on the bottom for the discharge, and I put the check valve above it, and then my switch here. The reason I put the union on the bottom was because I want to make sure all the water is being held in the check valve here, so if I disconnect it, nothing comes out and gets the floor wet and so forth. I also put this on-off switch up here in case I have to disconnect the union. I can just go ahead and turn this off up here, and none of the gases from the sewer will come through. They will be turned off with this. Everything else is the same here. I got the stack for my vent line, union up here, and then I have my 90 down here with my union here, and this is just going to connect onto my sink connections. Alright guys, I've gone ahead and dry fit everything. You can see the line from the sink going all the way back to the pump with the union towards the pump. Alright, as you can see here, I've gone ahead and marked all my connections. Just place a line between each of the connections I need to glue. That's my trick as far as getting the pipes to line up. So they're exactly lined up. When I go to put the sink back together, they'll be glued in the right spots. Alright guys, so I've gone ahead and put all my connections together for the inlet for the slop sink pump here. Everything's been glued and welded. And now I'm working on my vent and discharge pipe here. So I've gone ahead and cut the vent up here, the existing vent, because I have to line up the pipe where it's sitting right now. It's a new location. And I'm also working on bringing up the discharge pipe to come over here and to come down here to I originally added on when I put the first slop sink pump in. Alright guys, all set here, finished up. Everything's been plumbed in, everything's been glued. Got my discharge line all set. Went ahead, cut up here, redid the fittings, added a coupler, and it is working great. Just tested it off camera. Let's run some water here. And when this pump comes on, it only comes on for like 3 seconds. It's pretty impressive. Let's go ahead and put the light here. See if we can hear it kick on. This thing has a big fill basin. It takes a long time for it to kick on. Just turned on. It just turned off. So there we go. It was literally on for like 3 seconds. So nice piece of equipment here. This is the Liberty 404 residential pump. I'm using it on my slop sink in the basement. It's definitely an upgrade from the Saniswift. And very happy I took some time to do this project here. And I want to thank you for coming along on the journey here and watching me do my work. I do appreciate all my subscribers. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, a like, and please subscribe to my channel. I want to do more projects here. I enjoy doing this for you guys, and hopefully you can learn something from this and I can learn something from you. All right, until next time, we'll catch you later.